Bezrat Hashem, the Kavod Shabbos. I think we're recording Gaval. Let me disable the waiting room. The Kavod Shabbos Kodesh. Kavod Shabbos. The Kavod Pesach, 12 days until Pesach. It was Donnie's wedding Thursday night. Mamish Gavaldik, beyond words. It was really just beyond. Well, we had a countdown for Donnie's wedding. It was 80 days, and then we counted down and Gavalt. So we just have to look forward to the next thing. We have Shabbos, Pesach, the whole thing. Chevra, yearning for redemption, yearning for Geula, yearning for Shabbos, yearning to really practice what it means to have a broken heart and not fall into a place of asfos. Before we get into it, fill up B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Pesach Reuven ben Yosef Asar, Baruch Bas Yehudis, Miriam Doda Bas Chani Yocheved, Yona Bas Basa, Shir Bas Basa, Sana Reuven money, and every neshama in Klal Yisrael, Mamish, and every neshama. Loving God, help us clear our minds and our thoughts of ideas and theories that are in conflict with the Torah, so that we should not sully our intelligence and sensitivity with sinful thoughts and desires, or sour our minds with erroneous theories. Free us of all doubts and skepticism, and let our minds and our thoughts be pure, clear, and holy. Give us the strength to fight against the bad thoughts, doubts, and sinful desires that come to confuse us. Let us keep them out of our minds entirely. Throughout the Hashem should grant us machshavas tovos and the power to just break free from all of them. I think we're in the second part of the fifth halacha in Siman Aleph in Kisur Shulchan Aruch, talking about Tikkun Chatzos. So after the recitation of the Tikkun Chatzos, maybe we should get to such a place. Throughout the Hashem, one should engage in the study of Torah. Each individual, according to his abilities, with a session, should have a session in Mishnah, taking precedence over all other studies. And through the study of the Mishnah, one can merit the fulfillment of the soul. In Yearning Redemption, we have Rav Yaakov Nagan. A couple of weeks ago, he recently came out with a book, a Sefer, Soul of the Mishnah. For the Hebrew letters of the word Mishnah are the same as those for Neshama, the soul of the Mishnah, the Hebrew word for soul. If one is not capable of studying Mishnah, he should recite Tehillim or study books on ethical behavior. A lesser amount of prayer or study recited with concentration is preferred over a great amount said without concentration. Rav Chia taught, we're diving in. Chia taught, whoever engages in Torah study at night merits the divine presence. as it is stated, arise, sing out at night, at the beginning of the watch shifts, pour out your heart like water in the presence of Hashem. I don't know who iPhone is, but we're just going to mute you. Oh, there we go. No way. No way, Chevra. No way. Jeremy Klein in the house. Right, but this verse really teaches us that when a person is studying Torah at night, the divine presence is with him. Our sages, a blessed memory, Jeremy, said, this is a geschmack, that whoever studies Torah at night is called a servant of Hashem. King David HaMelech stated that all the servants of Hashem who stand in the house of Hashem during the nights, even during the short summer nights, when it is not possible to arise so early, at the minimum, he should strengthen himself to arise, while there will be enough time to ready himself to go to the synagogue to pray with the congregation. Bezrat Hashem. Halacha l'maisa. Halacha l'maisa. Kira, fired up. Fired up. So we're on Sichot 42. How's the game back on Friday? Is good, Kira? Is good game back on Friday? Okay, good. Baruch Hashem. So we're on Sichot 42. Sichot 41, we talked about what it means to have a broken heart and what it means to be in a place of asvus. Now, it's a mamash deep concept that I have no clue what are really, the deeper meanings of it. But we know that asvus comes from the spleen, and we know that the brokenheartedness comes from the heart, right? And asvus means you're kind of dead. But brokenheartedness means you're yearning for more. You're yearning for connection. Now, I guess it's like an expansion of Sichot 41, but in Sichot 42, we talk about the value of a broken heart. Rabbi Nachman starts off, it's a very short Sichot, meaning there needs to be a lot of explanation. Depression is like anger and rage. It is like a complaint against Hashem for not fulfilling one's wishes. Now, that's like the biggest, and we'll get into it in a short moment. But a person who has a broken heart is like a child pleading before his father. He's like a baby that is crying in distress because his father is far away, or feels like his father is far away. Now, this is geschmack. Rav Rosenfeld talks about how asvus is, we experience a place of complaints, right? We're suffering and we're complaining to Hashem, why me? Why us? Why are you giving me or putting me in this situation? But really, when we have a leib nishbar, when we have a broken heart, we're not telling Hashem what's lacking and why are you giving me sorrows. But really, we're saying, Hashem, we feel so far. We want to get closer. Right? Take me back. I may have done something foolish. My eyes may not be open. I may be seeing like there's an end. I don't feel like I'm at the beginning. But please, I'm sorry, and I regret what I do, or what I did, or what my mindset really is. There's a story by Rav Zusha, a couple of stories. Rav Zusha, right? We all know he lived in poverty, right? And one may think, right, Rav Zusha was mamash in poverty. Right? We say the bracha in the morning, we thank Hashem for everything that He's given us, all of our needs, or fulfilling all of our needs, right? But how can one recite that when he's lacking so much? So Rav Zusha was asked that question. And Rav Zusha answered, Hashem knows my needs better than I do. Right? He knows that one of my needs is poverty. So He provides that. Now, this is an extreme. We're talking about Rav Zusha. Right? I don't know if we could be in such a place. Maybe you guys are, where we're thanking Hashem for poverty. But the truth is, according to the brachos in the morning, we are thanking Hashem for fulfilling all of our needs. So it kind of makes sense. And we get to such a level. But really, Hashem knows best. Right? We learned in previous sichos, when we believe in Hashem, we know that He's all good. And everything that we see, everything that we're experiencing is for the ultimate good. Right? There's another story, right, where we know the Gemara, I don't know where, talks about a person's parnasa is as difficult as splitting the Yam Suf. Now, we all know that Bnei Israel cried out, right, when they were right before when they were at the shore, they cried out. They didn't know how they were going to be saved. They didn't know until Hashem split the Yam Suf. They couldn't even grasp what it really meant for Hashem to split the Yam Suf. But once He did it, we all know that Hashem saves us and provides us with all of our needs in unexpected ways. Unexpected ways. Right? So we have to have our eyes open. I feel like that's what brokenheartedness is trying to tell us. Have your eyes open. Continue the vision. Continue the yearning. And Bezrat Hashem, we should come to a place of true simcha, right? The rest of the day after brokenheartedness. And really, we should experience kol tov. And hopefully we're not impoverished financially. Tzlacha. Questions, comments, please feel free. What a story. What a Mila. What a Zusha.
How can you say, please, that we won't be impoverished?
Maybe it's what we need.
How do you know?
I don't know.
How is anyone supposed to daven? That's always my biggest question with these, like that story that Indian you were speaking of. It's just like, how are we supposed to daven? Or is the highest level not davening? Can't be, but I don't understand it. I don't understand. You get what I'm saying?
I also don't know.
Questions are active.
Questions are active. It's something to think about, to meditate upon. It could just be opening up our eyes a little bit more. Praying Hashem, please open up my eyes.
Yeah, I think that is
what's lacking in my life. Could be like the biggest Yeshua. Could be the biggest Yeshua in my life, in our lives.
Yeah, no, but it's also, I mean, I think what you were saying there too. It's like, if you just, maybe the biggest prayer is to just know what you need.
To know what you needed? Oh.
To know what you need to pray for. Like, we don't, like, it's so,
right.
That's probably the hardest thing to know.
Right.
And that's understanding your soul.
Right.
Rav Kook says, like, about last week's, like, Parsha, about the Mitzvah and everything. Like, it's all signs about how to help you understand your soul better. Like, everything they say, even in the modern world, like sicknesses and maybe like long-term sicknesses and short-term sicknesses, like, it's all things to help you understand the purpose of your soul in the world. That was like one of Rav Yair's, I think one of his big takeaways was he needs to transform. Maybe he already accomplished, like, Rav Yair can't even imagine how much he's done. Maybe he already accomplished a full section of his soul. Maybe, I think he said something like this, that now he needs to learn a new approach to teaching because he physically wasn't able to do the other one anymore,
Right.
Yeah, I said something like that. It's like, we got to pay attention, figure out how to sing the song of the soul.
Wow. That's really, Kira is coming out with flames. Also, like, prayer is like comfort, right? It's like, allow me into your plan a little bit more, right? Allow me to know what's going on. Allow me to gain a higher perspective, right?
Yeah.
I see one puzzle piece. I can't see the full puzzle.
But like, other than that, like, I don't understand how one could pray for anything else other than like that.
Right.
It's difficult, but there's answers. I just don't know them.
Did you ask for VR the question?
I don't remember if I have. I don't know.
I think we need to add a VR to the Zoom.
That's for the 49th day.
The 49th day. Oh my gosh. Got the Shem. No, it's a great question. Great question. Baruch Hashem, allow us to have an answer for that question. We're on the track to begin to answer that question. I mean, I feel like it's the biggest question of our generation.
Might be.
But Gavalt, you're at such a place. Finkelstein, you have anything to add? Questions, comments? Indescribable is also amazing. All right, it's taking a long time to hit the unmute button, but Gavalt, undescribable.
Indescribable.
Oh my gosh. Fink, fired up, Chevra. We should all be healthy, happy, and successful. Right? We should all fire it up. 5 days until Shabbos, 12 until Pesach. Let's continue to yearn for redemption, yearn for Mashiach. We need it. Our souls are thirsty. Nafshi chayla savasecha. Kavod Shabbos.